American Sign Letters here. We're going to do a tutorial video on how to cut out steel and aluminum signs using our fiber laser. It's a Boss laser. I think it's a 5 kilowatt. We're going to jump right in it and show you guys how we do the files. So what we do here now is we import some of our standard sizes. Basically, we're going to be cutting aluminum today. This is going to be mostly used for street signs or different type of decorative signs. We import the different shapes and sizes, and then we duplicate it just to make it easier and save some time. After that, basically we fill in some smaller sizes to make sure we utilize the entire sheet. After that, we need to put in our lead lines. So you don't want the laser to cut directly onto the corner of the shape because it'll leave a burn mark or an irregularity on the edge of it. So what you do is you have a lead line, and basically it'll come in from the side, go over to the object, and then start to cut around it. And what we use is a arc line.
Since we're only doing 0 holes, we're only using outer.
Okay.
If there were holes, we would use inner. So it's just faster version. Ready to go.
So this particular batch does not have the circle holes cut out of it. So the laser's coming over. We're going to go in here and make sure that it's the correct height off the material, and make sure that the corner is set appropriately so that it actually cuts on the sheet itself. You can see here it's just framing it out. It lets our operator know that it's actually going to cut on the sheet itself and not off the sheet, wasting material. You know, there's just always some of the sheet that you're not going to be able to utilize. So you're just going to have to factor that into your pricing to make sure that you're factoring in that waste. That's going to be part of it. We do scrap material, so you will recoup a little bit of it, but it's pennies on the dollar that you're going to get back. So when you're cutting steel, you might get some little pop-ups, little pieces that pop up out of the material itself, and you want to make sure that it doesn't actually hit the laser head. So you kind of got to watch it and pull out those little pieces. This is a little simpler material because it's actually just going to cut rectangles out. It's cutting super fast. And basically to go from object to object, just cutting out every piece. Normally if it has holes in it, so like, you know, street signs, stop signs, they're going to have holes in it, but it'll cut out those circle holes first, so that it doesn't actually mess up the material. Because if you cut out the outside ring and then the holes, the material in the middle can move. So you definitely do not want that to happen because it'll ruin your piece. Get top down here so you can see how it's cutting it. And that cuts super fast. I mean, it's an expensive machine, and you can see it's your lead-in line right there. And that actually just rub off if you get any on there. This machine is about $120,000. You can use other types of lasers like a plasma cutter or even like a water jet. Plasma cutter is going to leave a lot of, I call it gunk on the edges that you're going to have to sand off or bang off. Water jet is probably $70 an hour to run, which is very expensive for this type of material. So this type of fiber laser is going to be the most cost-effective machine to use to cut this type of material. It's fast, doesn't have very many consumables, so it's going to be a highly effective machine to cut this material. I think slag was the word I was looking for before. It does have a big unit over here, basically that controls the whole machine. It's got a water chiller. I'll show you that while this is cutting. So this is the brains of the unit here. Basically it houses the computer, all the electronics, and then you have your water chiller here. It needs to be kept nice and cool. You get your air coming in the back. Now a lot of times you need to use oxygen for this type of material, but we found if you use a very good compressor, and you pump high amounts of 150 psi air into the machine, it actually mimics the oxygen, or you're getting enough oxygen there to help you cut the material itself without actually using oxygen, because oxygen is obviously very expensive and you don't want to be filling that tank every 2 days. We have a rotary screw compressor. So we're gonna have some smaller ones in this region over here that it'll cut after it's done down there. We have several other Boss lasers. Those type of lasers back there, those are used to cut our acrylic, wood, stencil, mylar material. And I'll be showing you some of those machines in future videos, but I'll give you a good overview of this one. Fast and clean that is. Pause it for a second. I'll pull one of these out and show them on the video. Pull that out. Pop one out here real fast. You can see it's a nice clean edge. It's not any type of slag on the material. It's a nice clean edge. You know, if you really want to get picky, you could go over a little sandpaper, but to be honest with you, it's smooth enough that you really don't have to worry about that. It's not sharp, not cutting my hand or anything like that. Well, if you have any questions, comment below in the video, and we'll try to help you with any questions you have. Again, this is Ben with American Sign Letters, and we'll follow up with some more videos soon.